Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Queen Sugar. This is season 4, episode 5, the review. Okay, if you have not done so already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, y'all. It's late. I'm trying to get through this review so I can go to bed, okay? But y'all know, subscribe, like, comment, share, follow me on social media. Check the description box below. It has all the info you may need. So we see the episode opens up and a couple different things happen. We see Remy back in town. Look like, Remy, what you doing here, bruh? What you doing here, bruh? But before we saw that, we saw Nova having a whole dream of her younger self, back on the farm, on the swinging, and her mama asking her if she okay. And then her former self, her younger self, asking her, is she okay? And so it's like, I keep having my mama keep coming to me in my dreams. And, this time we was at the house. And so she's recording herself, telling herself every time something happens. It's probably since I know it, I told your ass to kick rocks. But again, we see Remy back in town. He been gone for a while, but he back with the jump off or whatever. And Aunt Vi happy, and so is Hollywood, that he back around. But like, okay, it's been gone for a little bit of a minute or whatnot. So we also see Darla. Darla not sleeping much. Well, she's sleeping too much. Her sleeping is off. Let's say that. We see that Blue was up. He done got himself dressed. Him saying he had knocked at the door, and it's Rob Angel. He like, what you open the door for? He like, with Mama said if it's you, I could open the door. Like she, was up late, couldn't sleep, so she's sleeping in. But she said as long as it was you was okay. So Ralph realized, okay, because of what's going on, she may not be doing too good. We then see Davis call Charlie, because on the news is a couple kids protesting about him being a coach at their college because of Nova's book. They've then read Nova's book and James Davis ain't shit. We don't think he should be working here. And so, like, because the Nova's book, they're boycotting me, and I just need your help. So, look, call your lawyer. I don't have nothing. No, Charlie, I need your help because, I trust your word. I trust your word. And this might affect Micah, like we have to do with Micah. Davis has a habit of always pulling the whole Micah card, which he know will then make Charlie jump into action. Fine, Davis, I will not be seen with you in public. You can come to the meal later and we can talk there, but I'm not going to see you nowhere out in public. I'm like, all right. We then see, is his name Romero? Her little boyfriend. He come over or whatever. Like, I was going to ask you to, have dinner later, but I see you are probably going to be busy. Yeah, Davis needs my help. This whole thing going on, and I don't want to affect Micah. So I just have to think of the best case scenario, for Micah's sake. Was I don't want things to go bad. He brings up how, you need to start trusting the good, because you're good. So believe in it and, you'll be fine. And I love how much you worry about your son just want things to be good. I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cool. That's really fine. So we do see Darla wakes up from her, the morning, and you can see she's had a long night. Okay, she don't look too good. She look like she been crying all night. Okay, and she gets them. She says a prayer. She says praying for strength to not give into temptation. To just to be okay. To get through the day basically. And then we see she tosses Nova's book across the room. I'm like, here we go again with a Nova bullshit. So we see Nova at another book event. Yep, a whole nother book event. And I'm like, why does she keep getting book events? But I guess it is what it is. So we see she's there, and someone in the crowd has a question. And who is it? It is Freddie Brooks, okay? Freddie Brooks, oh, look a little smaller. But y'all know, hey, Freddie, looking all nice, looking good for her age or whatever, aging like fine wine. Freddie, better known as Cree Summers. On this show, she's going by Octavia. So, she's like, what did you, research? What research did you use to classify your book and your family as a microcosm, girl, of America? Like, how did you pick that lane for what your book and what your family is? She's like, my book is not a research project. I'm saying it's a memoir where I took experiences from my personal life and set them against stuff. And I say, Nova, have that shit one about you. most of it was about your family. So you can't say you took moments of your life. No, you took moments of other people's lives who confided in you about things going on and you exploited it. That's what you did. But Octavia said, well, I know what a memoir is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm asking you, you know what I'm saying, you claim that your family is, this situation, but your claim about the African American community is not, there's nothing to back it up. And your family is not the everyday Black American family. Well, my family stories should be told, and I'm a proud Black person. I will fight to death if anyone who tells me otherwise. So Cree and Nova going back and forth. And Octavia then says, stop calling her Cree. Octavia then said, I just feel like the dismissal of research and theory is a sign of an amateur. I said, did she just read Nova's ass? I think she just read Nova's ass from cover to cover. I say, okay, Cree Summer. Anyway, so we then see Hollywood and Remy have a conversation, and Remy basically came to town to leave town again and not come back. It's his swan song. And he brings up how, his wife's death affected him, how he never thought he would be, regular again, and how he tried to make her home his home, because New Orleans was more his wife's home, not his. And he said it wasn't until he got with Charlie that he thought Charlie was the one. He was amazed to be with her, and when that didn't work out, I was just so devastated, and I did not know what to do. He said, and then I got feelings for Nova, and I got hopeful with Nova, and then that didn't work out. I had to leave the first time because I did not like who I was becoming. You know what I'm saying? I had to leave to kind of get myself right or whatever. He said, now I need to go find myself and just stand on my own. I can't do that here. So Remy has left the show. May he, find other work somewhere else, but he's gone. He Hollywood, tell them both, me and Nova and Charlie, that, I wish them well or good luck or something. This is well wishes. This is well wishes, good luck and champagne wishes and caviar dreams. We see Michael go to see his friend in jail. Okay, and the friend been in jail, for a minute. And it's a little boy who, when they were, um, you know, tagging or doing whatever to that plantation place, it caught fire. So this is the kid who ended up going to jail for it, even though they all had something to do. So Micah go to see him because of course they have not talked since Micah been gone. And for the most part, Micah still feels like, well, we tried to do things to make a difference and it didn't work. What we did kind of was for nothing. He like, that ain't true. Like, I'm not in here for nothing. Like, if what we did could not have been for nothing because I'm here. Like, it was for something. He like, how was it in here? Like, it's all right. He like, no, I'm your friend. You can tell me I'm your friend. He's like, look, I keep my head down. I'm doing my time, and I'm going to make sure that I never come back here. And I'm like, Micah did 1 day in jail, and he feel like he just is the person to talk to about you. Micah, go sit down. But he do see that the boy has a tattoo on his arm that their female friend did before he went to prison. And he like, it keeps me, sane. And I look at it sometimes to keep me focused so, that I have something to go home to. So, he like, man, I'm just so sorry. I'm just so, so sorry. And Micah feels like, because he's in jail, that the census is we don't care about him, we didn't forgot about him. So Micah goes to his friends, same friends who you've been hanging out with, is not a good thing, to get a tattoo. And he gets like an eagle or something on his damn arm. I'm like, Lord Jesus, my goodness, this is bullcrap. And to cope with the pain of the tattoo, he was drinking Jack Daniels. And I'm like, first of all, I don't think it's ever smart to get drunk when you have a tattoo. Because you get sleepy or you get crazy arms and you fuck shit up. So, but now he didn't drink so much Jack Daniels, getting a tattoo to numb himself, now he's drunk. And Michael's not an adult. So his friends take him home. We later see he's in the bed because he's drunk. And when Charlie came in and she was like, "Are you hurt? What's on your arm?" He's like, "Ma, it's just a tattoo." But she realized, is this nigga drunk? She realized, yes, my son is drunk. Micah, have you been drinking? Well, I had a little bit of liquor to numb the pain of the tattoo. Just it was nothing, Mom. She's like, look, you can't be out here, Mom. It's just a tattoo. She's like, you know what, Micah? You don't listen to me. So let me know who you listen to so I can talk to them, because you just like, well, no, mama's not that. And she walks out. Michael always feel like he's a, he feel like he just has everything figured out, and that when he tries to talk to his mom, if she don't 100% get it from his point of view, he just be like, Mom, oh. And so Charlie realized, okay, he's at the age where he think he know everything, and he not listen to me. So whoever he listen to, I need to know who that is. I can just talk to them. And I'm like, hopefully it ain't over. So we do see Davis and Charlie have a conversation. And, he like, I just can't believe this. I just can't believe what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I was moving on, new job, new location, just moving on my life, whatever. And then, a book comes, and it messes it all up. I just can't believe this. She like, it ain't Nova's book. You know what I'm saying? It was you. You need, the university, holds people to a higher standard than them little NBA parties. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just felt like, just why me? She like, you know, she say, Davis, it feels like oppression to you because you're so privileged and you're not used to having to like go through things. See what I'm saying? That's all that it is. I know, everything just kind of everything's kind of blew up, and I'm begging you for your help. I need a job. Can you just please help me? She like, look, your best bet is to, to submit what you did. You know what I'm saying? Do a couple of interviews. Be honest and take responsibilities for what you did. You know what I'm saying? She like, do you even understand what you did? And not to me, but to her. Meaning you still have not acknowledged what you did to that girl, and that can be the whole reason as to why things look worse than what they are, because you're not even addressing it at all. So it's like you need to address it, handle it, and you may keep your job. It ain't no guarantee. If you want to guarantee your ass, you don't have to took your dick out your pants. I say, come through, child, and let his ass know. So, she's like, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I don't agree with you, I still trust your word or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? She's like, just do that, and hopefully it'll blow over in a couple of days. So he like, it's kind of cool, being around you, and that's kind of, working on things, whatever. She's like, yeah, it is what it is. And she like, he says to her, like, I should have fought harder for you. I should have fought harder for you to keep you. And she said, ooh, I was times where I wanted to hear that. And then when she says that, he like attempts to kiss her, and she was like, hold up, bruh. She was like, even though there were so many times where I needed to hear that, this ain't that time. You know what I'm saying? I've moved on. You know what I'm saying? There's no more of that for me. Meaning, let's have this part to where we can at least be in the same room and have a conversation, and and that's it. That's it. I don't want no more. And I'm like, Davis, you hid a whole kid for 13 years where you can't expect her to just forgive you because you say, oh, I should have fought harder. Davis, move on with your life, okay? So we see the whole thing. We do see that Octavia and Nova know each other because Nova went to her house, at least her office, and she was like, "How high, Nova? My students here were just about to read your book. Just want to have a seat and talk to them about it." You came to my event just to piss me off, to have me come here looking for you for this. The Nova I know would never, walk away from a challenge not for me. And so Nova come in, have a seat, and she sits and talks with the people, the kids. So at the end of it, we also see it seems like Octavia likes her students a little bit too much, and like she may be dating one of them, because when the girl leaves, she kind of hesitant to leave, and Nova recognizes that look, because it seems also that Nova and this lady had a relationship. Okay, I'm like, girl, you fucking your teacher. So you had sex with your female teacher, the white married man. Girl, so many things going on. So Octavia feel like, I put you into a great running to, be set up for intellectual greatness, not this mediocre, gossipy, tall type book shit. You should have done better. You have better in you. It's like, well, that's not what I want to do. I didn't want to go for that whole, what I'm saying, research thing. My book was going to be about people and not theories. And I'm like, but it's the people who you didn't even talk to. Like, you didn't ask them their opinion over, but I guess. Anyway, but you could do more. You could be so much more. Well, I don't want to do that. And then she says, you put one line one line in your book about, a teacher, before who helped you uh understand patriarchy, and that's it. It's like you thought about adding me, but you didn't. One line is worse than nothing at all, because at least if you had nothing at all, I could assume you just did not mention me at all. One line means you thought about me, thought about it, and then chose to fully leave me out the book. So it shows how Nova has left things that she's done in her life out the book, because she did the teacher and then put it in the book. So again, you are poking holes at other people's lives and not really your own, Nova. You ain't shit, Nova ain't shit at all. At this point in time, she's like, don't you ever think about me? I think about you. Like, I remember the time we spent together, you know what I'm saying? And I can make you say my name. I say, Cree, Lord Jesus. And then Nova say, and I can make you scream, man. I said, Nova, what is you talking about? What is they talk? Girls screaming names. I'm like, oh, they nasty. Okay. And they start kissing and they do it. I'm like, oh, Nova it be the weirdest thing going on in her life, but she's still finding a way out here having sex. Your whole family hates you, girl. Over the damn book. Anyway, Octavia then said, how long you gonna be in New York? I leave tomorrow. She's like, you know what? I should go on your book tour with you. And when she said that, I said, she up to something. Octavia asked up to something. Okay, somebody call Ryan. Somebody get Dwayne and Willie on the phone. Because Freddie is up to something and we don't know what. And Nova like, it'd be great catching up. I'm like, it's kind of cool. I'm like, no, you don't invite your ex-lover who you just had sex with on your book tour. No, you don't do that. And not at all. But that's what's going to happen. So we see, Rob Angel and is it Desha? Desha? Y'all know I messed up the girl. I just learned her name. Okay. But it's the girl who I think we make such a cute couple. Okay. Where they at? There we go. So, Rye and Deza, we're gonna call her Desha or Desha. It's gonna come out either way. Are on a little picnic date. And no one's ever gave me a picnic date. He gave her flowers, whatever. And they're just so smitten with each other, whatever. And then they they have a little picnic or whatever. So do you cook? He's like, yeah, I can burn. Oh, wow, there's just so much I can learn. There's so much I can, learn about you. You know what I'm saying? It's just things. He was like, you can find out all kind of things about me. Kind of thing. I'm like, Rye, I'm talking about that. So they then start kissing or whatever. I'm like, it's Rye and Desha is such a cute couple. And I'm like, I want Rye to have, like, I want him to make love to that girl. Because Rye been having, like, little sex here and there. I'm like, I hope she the one. I really, 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 really do. We then see we see Blue at school. And Blue was in school. One of his little friends, oh yeah, my pop this, my pop that. The kid then say, your father, you got a father. I do have a father. My pop is my father. My mama said that you ain't got no daddy. And I heard her talking about auntie too, and they said that, that ain't your real daddy. I'm looking like, see, that's what kids do. So the kid said, my mama said, you don't have a daddy. Then said, I heard my mom on the phone say, you don't have no daddy. And I heard my aunt, again, kids hear things, repeat things, and then tell other people. So Blue done found out from the kid at school that Rye ain't his real daddy, because people telling him that ain't his daddy. So Rye, who's on the date, gets a call saying something up with Blue. So Dollar and Blue get home first, and Blue just runs to his room. Rye comes in, a minute later, and like, what's going on? He like, I don't know. He was in school. They said he'd been crying all day, and all he said was a kid was being mean to him, but he hasn't told me what it was. He'd been crying. And Rob like, that ain't him. That's not how he act. Like, someone said something. They said something. Someone said something. I'm like, mm-hmm. So Rye, of course, is upset because he like, someone told my son something that we had not told him yet. But I feel like y'all should have told him the minute that Darla read that book. That was the time to have a conversation. So I guess it was like a day or two later, but you should just had that conversation. So from there, we see they sit down and kind of just talk. Not Blue. Ralph Angel and Darla do. And he like, you know what I'm saying, I'm upset. I'm upset because the person who matters the most to me, you know what I'm saying, has a stain on them because of my mistakes. And Darla said, no, it ain't you, it was me. You know, I made these mistakes. And he said, you know what? We both played a part in what happened because even though Blue not Ralph Angel's son, biologically, they still, both Darla and Rod did things, and that's why they ended up breaking up. That's how Darla ended up getting on drugs. So a lot of things happened to both of them that kind of led them on this path. So, you know, he like, look, it don't matter who did what, we both made these mistakes, but all that matter now is Blue. And I'm like, that's very, very true. You know, but it's still sad how Blue found out and how hurt he is because he said like, he think the kid is just, you know, being mean, so he's just upset or whatever. It's like he don't even know how to process what's happening. So we see Aunt Vi in Hollywood, and they like load up truck because somebody had a funeral. So they, you know, they doing a repast or whatever, and you know he can see something wrong. He like, what's wrong, baby? You know, I'm just scared all over again. I'm just, you know, it's just so much that went into me being able to get over with, you know, Jimmy Earl, Demi Dean, that man. That man put me through, you know what I'm saying? And it took everything in me to get past all of that, you know what I'm saying? He like, and now she said, and now it's back and I can't explain. He like, what is try, you know what I'm saying? She like, you know, it's just how the fear is just in me. You know, it's just in me. And, you know, it's how he treated me. It's how I used to live. It's what, you know, it's just all these things that's just in me. And, you know what I'm saying? You can't protect me from that. He like, you know what? You know, I'm not going to let anything happen to you. And you right, I can't protect you from what's going on inside of you. However, I can make sure to be with you while you're feeling it. And so you can know that you're not alone. Like, you don't have to have those feelings alone. I'm here for you. I'm here for you, baby. And I'm like, you know, Hollywood is a good man, okay? He's a whole good man. You know what I'm saying? And I can't believe what Nova did to me. You know what I'm saying? She did this to me, and I just can't forgive her for this. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, she like, after everything I did for her, you know, and them, from when their mama died, you know, being like a mother figure, after all I did for her, it's like she spit back in my face. It's true. And she's like, I can never forgive her for bringing this back on me. Because again, people don't get, once you get over something and you move past it, it's still a whole thing when that thing comes back into your face. Meaning you literally brought back the man who broke me down back into my space. And now all the walls I had built up because he was gone fell the minute you let him, you brought him back in my space. And I can't forgive you for that. Girl, Nova, we still mad at Nova. We still just pissed off at Nova. But whatever. So we then see the little clinic that, you know, Romero is running, you know, out of Charlie's old house at the mill, gets raided by ICE. They come in, papers, where's your papers? Where's everyone papers? So they're like, what's going on? Because again, hospitals, clinics are supposed to be safe havens because, you know, they're getting medical attention. The ICE dude say to Charlie, whatever, this new administration gives us the right to do whatever we want to do with your ICE. And they do. They just be stopping and just arresting people. So Charlie looks one pissed, two, she looks scared, and they then ask Romero, "Where's your paper?" She's like, "He's a physician's assistant at the hospital. He's documented. Whatever." He like, "Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. I'm used to it." But she don't realize that he's used to that. But he do. He just, here are my papers. Boom. So they do arrest a few people in the break. Some of them were undocumented, and you know now they're gonna be put on a bus and just sent back to wherever they're from. No, on a bus and taken to the detention center and maybe get sent somewhere. Girl, it's just all kind of bullshit. So Charlie pissed off because like I feel like somebody tipped them off because they said, oh, we got a anonymous tip. So she feel like it's the Landrys, you know what I'm saying, fucking with her. But when she go talk like the head, you know, ICE dude, he said it wasn't the Landrys because they lost 3 good workers in this race. So they would have done that because it's their workers. And he's like, you know, you shut down that prison plan, and that really pissed off people. Then you know, so you know, it's not just the Landrys, it's all kind of people. So we then see Charlie go meet with the councilwoman, who is going to be stepping down soon, trying to figure out ways that they can just fight this, stop people from being arrested at flyers. Two, stop the freeway thing going on because like that's gonna rip up so much of people's land. And then three, just figure out how to get over on the Boudreaux and the Landrys. So, councilwomen say, you can do this, you can do that, you can have the proposal added to the other counties, bill or whatever to have it like a cross thing, cross that. And then Charlie said, or I can run for city council against Jacob. And then that way I'm on city council and I can have more power to stop stuff. I said, come on, Charlie. Girl, do it all. Do it all. And so now she's like, okay, I have to just do that. So Charlie, again, sees something that she has to do and she just does it. Girl just does it. But the woman do say if you run for city council, just be aware that, you think the Landers are bad. There are people worse than them. So, just be prepared for it all. Anyway, so we then see Blue wakes up. Blue gets up the next morning and, both Rye and Darla are there to talk to him. And he like, my friends told me that, you aren't my real daddy. That you're not my real father, Pop. How is that possible? And I'm like, oh my God, So, he said, look, I am your father. I'm just not biologically. What is he like? What does that mean? Like, it means, half you was your mama and half you was, a daddy, but I'm just not that half, but I'm still your father. And he like, but I always thought you were a part of me, Pop. Is that why I look different than you? And I'm like, oh my God. It was just so sad that things he probably never realized. He then said, oh, that's why I don't look like him, because he's not a part of me. That's why I look more like my mama and not my daddy. And I'm like, oh, like, it don't matter what you look like. It don't even matter. Voice hurts when I do that, my soul is inside you, you know what I'm saying? Our hearts beat the same. We father and son, we got the same hearts. Y'all do. Y'all really, really do. He takes Blue's hand and put Blue's hand on his heart and puts it back and forth. Like, you see that? Our hearts beat the same beat, you my heart, I'm your heart, this is what we is. He says, I chose to be your daddy. I chose to be your father. I chose to, we are heart to heart. I chose you. I help you with homework. I tuck you in bed. Okay, that's what I'm your father. I'm like, come on, you know what I'm saying? But what if you choose another boy or girl to be your? What if you choose somebody else? I ain't gonna do that. I chose you and you alone. You know what I'm saying, that he says that I can't do the voice anymore. He said that would never happen as long as my heart is beating. I will be your daddy because I chose you. He's like, oh, and you chose me to, right? Like, yeah. He looks over at Darla. He's like, well, he hugs Rye and they crying. Oh, it was so sad. So sad. But he hugs daddy. He say, Mom, are you my real mom? She's like, yes, baby, but even if I wasn't, so a part of you was in me. She's like, yes, but even if I wasn't your birth mom, I would still choose you just like your daddy. And it was so cute because he grabbed Darla and hugged her and then grabbed Rod and had a little family hug. Oh, it was so amazing. Oh, so amazing. So that was this episode. Um, mm, mm, mm. That goddamn Nova. It's like the book really is. The book is horrible. Your nephew was in school crying because your damn book told people that Rob wasn't his daddy. Girl, Nova ain't shit. Anyway, y'all, until next week, peace.